In a world often filled with noise and chaos, Stoicism teaches us the power of silence, urging us to pause and reflect before we speak. In this video, we explore 9 situations where embracing silence aligns with the Stoic principles, allowing us to navigate life with greater wisdom and resilience. Number 1. When you can't think clearly. In the fast-paced whirlwind of our daily lives, there are moments when our thoughts are as chaotic as a stormy sea. During these times, it's essential to recognize the wisdom in silence. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism, with its roots in Greek and Roman thought, offers profound insights into the virtue of staying silent when our minds are clouded. Imagine a turbulent sea, its waves crashing against the shore with unrelenting force. Similarly, when our minds are agitated, our thoughts swirl like tempestuous waves, making it impossible to navigate the ship of reason. In these moments, the Stoic principle of practicing silence becomes a guiding light. The Stoics, such as Epictetus and Seneca, emphasized the importance of a calm and rational mind. They believed that silence in moments of mental chaos allowed for introspection, enabling individuals to regain control over their thoughts. Stoicism teaches us that, in the storm of confusion, silence is the anchor that keeps us grounded. Silence is not a mere absence of words, but a deliberate choice to refrain from adding to the tumult within. It is a conscious effort to allow the storm to pass, to let the waves of confusion settle, and to emerge with a clear and composed mind. As we navigate the intricate landscape of our thoughts, embracing the Stoic wisdom of staying silent in moments of mental turbulence empowers us to find clarity within ourselves. Number 2. When your words might hurt someone. Words, once spoken, have a life of their own. They can uplift or destroy, inspire or wound. The Stoics, recognizing the power of language, advocated for a thoughtful and measured use of words. In situations where our words may inflict harm, staying silent becomes an eloquent expression of wisdom. In the realm of Stoicism, the virtue of temperance holds sway. It is the art of self-control, and it extends to our speech. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, remarked, "Silence is a lesson learned through life's many sufferings." This lesson emphasizes the restraint required when our words have the potential to wound the hearts of others. Consider a moment when emotions run high, and the temptation to lash out verbally arises. Stoicism invites us to pause, to reflect on the consequences of our words. Silence, in such instances, becomes a shield against the unintended pain our words might cause. The Stoic principle of harmlessness underscores the importance of avoiding unnecessary conflicts. When we recognize that our words might hurt someone, choosing silence is an act of compassion. It is a conscious decision to prioritize the well-being of others over the fleeting satisfaction of expressing our immediate emotions. In the symphony of life, our words are the notes that create harmony or discord. Through the Stoic lens, staying silent in moments of potential harm becomes a virtuoso's choice, conducting the melody of compassion and understanding. Number 3. When your opinion doesn't matter. In a world that often glorifies the expression of individual opinions, Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective on the virtue of humility. There are times when our opinions, no matter how strongly held, simply do not matter in the grand tapestry of existence. In these moments, the Stoic practice of staying silent becomes an embodiment of humility. Picture a vast cosmos with its galaxies and nebulae stretching across the cosmic canvas. In comparison, our individual opinions are but fleeting specks of stardust. The Stoics, with their cosmic perspective, encouraged us to recognize the insignificance of our opinions in the larger scheme of things. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher born in the 1st century, imparted the wisdom that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This simple yet profound advice reminds us of the value of silence when our opinions hold little relevance. Humility in the Stoic tradition is not a diminishing of self, but a recognition of our place in the intricate web of existence. Staying silent when our opinions are inconsequential is an act of humility that allows space for collective wisdom to emerge. In a world saturated with the noise of individual voices clamoring for attention, the Stoic virtue of humility invites us to step back, listen, and acknowledge that, at times, our silence speaks louder than our words. Number 4. When there's not enough proof. In the pursuit of truth and understanding, evidence serves as the anchor that prevents us from drifting into the sea of speculation. Stoicism, with its emphasis on reason and rationality, guides us to stay silent when there's not enough proof to support our claims. Imagine a courtroom where the scales of justice balance on the weight of evidence. In our daily lives, the court of reason operates similarly. The Stoics, including the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, underscored the importance of aligning our beliefs with evidence. Silence, in the absence of sufficient proof, becomes a shield against the erosion of truth. It is a recognition that, without the anchor of evidence, our words may be adrift in the sea of conjecture. In the Stoic philosophy, this acknowledgement is not a surrender to ignorance, but an affirmation of the commitment to reason. In a world saturated with information, the Stoic virtue of staying silent in the face of insufficient proof encourages a discerning mind. It prompts us to withhold judgment until the scales of evidence tip definitively in favor of truth. As we navigate the labyrinth of uncertainty, Stoicism becomes our compass, guiding us to stay silent when the weight of proof is yet to be determined. In this silence, we find the humility to admit the limits of our knowledge and the patience to await the unveiling of truth. Number 5. When someone tells you to be quiet. In the mosaic of human interactions, there are moments when the symphony of voices converges into chaos. In these instances, the art of staying silent takes on a unique form, an eloquent hush that speaks volumes. The Stoics, masters of self-discipline, recognize the power of silence in response to the directive to be quiet. Imagine a crowded marketplace, each vendor vying for attention, their voices blending into a cacophony. In such a scenario, someone urging us to be quiet may seem like an imposition. However, the Stoics invite us to view this directive not as a restraint, but as an opportunity for self-mastery. Epictetus, known for his teachings on self-discipline, asserted that we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. In moments when someone instructs us to be quiet, our response becomes a canvas upon which our character is painted. Silence, in these instances, transforms from a passive state to an active choice. It becomes an eloquent hush, a deliberate pause that defies the chaos around us. It is a testament to our ability to choose serenity in the face of external turbulence. The Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on inner tranquility, teaches us that the eloquent hush is not a surrender but a strategic retreat. It is a moment of self-awareness where our silence becomes a shield, protecting the sanctity of our inner peace amidst the clamor of external demands. Number 6. When you don't have anything to add. In the grand tapestry of human communication, there are moments when silence becomes the canvas upon which the art of listening is painted. The Stoics, advocates of wisdom and virtue, recognize the profound significance of staying silent when we have nothing meaningful to contribute. Imagine a vibrant conversation, each participant weaving a thread of thought into the communal fabric. In this intricate dance of ideas, there are pauses, invitations for reflection. The Stoics, including Seneca, emphasize the art of listening as an essential component of virtuous communication. Silence, in these moments, is not a void but a pregnant pause, a space for understanding to germinate. It is an acknowledgement that, in the symphony of voices, our contribution may not enhance the melody. The Stoic philosophy invites us to recognize the virtue in staying silent when we have nothing substantive to add. In the cacophony of opinions, the art of listening becomes a rare and precious skill. The Stoics, with their commitment to virtue, view the attentive ear as a conduit for wisdom. Staying silent in the absence of meaningful contribution is an act of humility, an admission that, at times, the most virtuous stance is to yield the floor to the eloquence of others. As we navigate the labyrinth of dialogue, Stoicism becomes our guide, urging us to embrace the art of listening and to recognize the eloquence in the thoughtful pause. Number 7. When you're hearing someone else's point of view. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is a cornerstone of virtuous living according to Stoicism. In the mosaic of human relationships, there are moments when silence becomes a bridge to empathy, a profound acknowledgement of someone else's point of view. Imagine a conversation where emotions run high and perspectives clash like titans in battle. In these tumultuous exchanges, the Stoic virtue of empathy invites us to stay silent, to listen not with the intent to respond, but with the desire to understand. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher known for his wisdom, remarked, "He who does not prevent a crime when he can, encourages it." In the context of empathy, staying silent when we're hearing someone else's point of view is not an encouragement of wrongdoing, but a facilitation of understanding. Silence, in these instances, becomes a compassionate gesture, a quiet acknowledgement that the validity of another's experience is as significant as our own. It is a bridge that spans the chasm of misunderstanding, connecting hearts through the unspoken language of empathy. In the vast landscape of human emotions, the Stoic philosophy teaches us that the empathy of silence is a virtuous response. It is a recognition that in the shared tapestry of joy and sorrow, sometimes the most profound connection is forged in the eloquent quietude of understanding. Number 8. If you don't know much about the topic. Humility, a virtue revered by the Stoics, finds expression in the acknowledgement of our limitations. There are moments when our understanding of a topic is but a flickering candle in the vast darkness of ignorance. In these instances, the Stoic wisdom of staying silent becomes an affirmation of humility. Picture a scholar in a vast library, surrounded by towering shelves of knowledge. Despite the wealth of information, there are topics beyond the scholar's grasp. Similarly, in our daily lives, we encounter subjects where our understanding is limited. The Stoics, including Epictetus, emphasized the humility of admitting our ignorance. Silence, in the face of our lack of knowledge, becomes a virtuous response. It is not a surrender to ignorance, but an acknowledgement that, in the pursuit of wisdom, gaps in knowledge are inevitable. The Stoic philosophy encourages us to view these moments of silence not as shortcomings but as opportunities for growth. In a world that often rewards the appearance of knowledge, the humility of silence stands as a testament to a deeper wisdom. It is a recognition that true understanding begins with the admission of what we do not know. As we tread the path of learning, Stoicism becomes our guiding light, illuminating the virtue in staying silent when the terrain of knowledge is unfamiliar. Number 9. When you're feeling mad or sad. Emotions, like tempestuous winds, can sweep us off our feet and carry us to uncharted territories. In the landscape of Stoicism, the virtue of emotional intelligence holds a prominent place. There are moments when staying silent becomes a sanctuary, a haven of serenity, especially when the tempest of anger or sorrow rages within. Imagine a stormy night where thunder echoes the tumult in our hearts. In these moments, the Stoic philosophy teaches us to seek refuge in the serenity of silence. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher renowned for his insights on emotions, remarked, "He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." Silence, when we're feeling mad or sad, is not an evasion of emotions but a mindful response. It is a recognition that, like passing clouds, emotions are transient. The Stoic wisdom invites us to weather the storm with grace, knowing that silence can be the lighthouse guiding us through the darkness. In the symphony of emotions, the Stoic philosophy teaches us that the serenity of silence is a virtuous choice. It is an affirmation that even in the midst of emotional turmoil, we possess the inner strength to remain composed. As we navigate the tumultuous seas of feelings, Stoicism becomes our anchor, grounding us in the serenity of silence. In the grand orchestration of life, each moment plays a unique melody, a harmony of words, emotions, and experiences. Stoicism, with its timeless wisdom, offers us the sheet music to navigate this symphony with grace. The 9 situations where staying silent becomes a virtuous choice are not mere guidelines but a composition, a symphony of serenity, empathy, humility, and understanding. As we embrace the Stoic teachings on the power of silence, we become conductors of our own destinies, orchestrating a life that resonates with wisdom and virtue. May the eloquence of silence be your guiding melody, and may the symphony of Stoicism resonate in the chambers of your heart. In the quietude of thoughtful pauses, may you find the strength to weather life's storms and the wisdom to savor its serene moments.